So, guys, I know y'all been waiting. We're going to go ahead, give people some time to get on, and then we're going to get into it. Talk about Joe Goldberg, because um, that's my nigga. I'm going to say that. Like, I really like Joe. So we're going to get into it. We're going to give people a few minutes to come on here, and we're going to talk about this and break it down, because I got a lot of questions. And I want to see what y'all got to say about this. Give people just a few more minutes. Probably till like 11:50. Get people to come in. Just tell me, like, if y'all made it to. Look, if you did not finish watching the second season, do not stop this live, because I'm about to bring spoilers and stuff you probably don't want to know about. But if you've seen the second season, I would suggest you stay on here and just see what I'm about to talk about. Okay. So I'm gonna give everybody a couple more minutes. But like I said, if you haven't seen season 2, this might be a nice time. This might be a nice time to exit, because we about to go in. We about to dissect it. All right. Without further ado, let's get to it. So, who basically saw that ending? So, let's talk about that real quick. So it ends. Big plot twist. Everybody tripping because, he doing the same type of moves he did with Beck. He doing with Love. Big plot twist. Beck was, a sweet girl and whatever. This Love chick, that's crazy as him. She don't care. It's whatever. She not, like, she just as crazy as him. And what got everybody messed up is that, okay, at the end, everybody know what went down. Love, she explained her story, what she went through, and everybody thinking, with her brother, like, they were thinking, the brother was the one. Well, the brother this whole time is thinking he's the one that killed whatever that au pair was. It was really the sister. Big whoop-de-doo. And from what it seems like, that's the first time she's killed. But then, obviously, she done got racked up 2 bodies real quick, like in a day, since the whole cage thing. So, fast forward, let's break this down. Okay. You get to the part where at the end, Joe is doing his monologue. We always talk about whatever, I moved, this, that, and the third is happens in suburbia. And they pan away to his neighbor, who it appears like he creeping on. Now, most of social media all believes that this is his mother. If this is his mom, I'm not gonna lie, before I even saw social media, I assumed it seemed like it was his mom. Now, yeah, that's what you say. I thought it was his mom. Before I even went on social media, I was just like, yo, that's his mom. And he about to get some revenge, or something's about to happen. Now, they gave a little teaser about more of his history, because we already know that he been abused by Mr. Mooney. He been abused by his dad. And we don't know what happened to his mom, but we know that going into next season, it was like this urban boy school or something. I'm assuming there's going to be more abuse, which reveals a little bit more Joe Goldberg's story and what's going on with him. So there's that. Now let's talk about the discrepancies that I had when watching this, and I was just like, what? For one, let's break this down. Joe, I'm going to say, I feel like Joe, even though there's all these murders and these bodies racked up, I think genuinely at heart, Joe wants to do good. And his whole evidence of wanting to do good starts with the fact that he let Will out. He let Will out because my sister and me was talking. We was like, maybe they had like a little bond because they was both a little crazy. What's name was on meds, and he had a little crazy tendencies. And what's name was, Joe was crazy. So they might have had a little crazy bonding going on. But in my opinion, I believe at heart Joe wants to do good. He does not want to kill people. He doesn't want to be a psycho. He don't want to do none of that. He wants to be a good person. Hey everybody turning in. I'm just letting y'all know we talking about season 2 of You. So I believe at heart Joe wants to do good. There's evidence with him letting Will out. But this is how I know for a fact. I know he kind of wants to do good. And then let me tell you the discrepancy that kind of goes against my theory. When Delilah turned up dead, And he just was like, he ruled out all his options, and because he was trying to figure out it wasn't him. Trash ass 40. I'm not even gonna get into him. 40 made me mad because I was just like, we couldn't be cool no more. And nigga, you drugged me and you set up we would not be cool no more, period. Is no, we would not be cool no more. So him going on his LSD trip and whatever, he thinking that he murdered Delilah. With Delilah, you could tell that he was grieved. He was very mournful because he just realized, I did this and I said I didn't want to do it, and my goal was to set her free. My goal was to set her free. I did not want to kill her. My goal was to set her free, and he was very adamant about that. So then when it got time that he would have all his options, he was just like, yo, I must have done this. Like, I must have killed her. So when they got to the point where he's like, he would have all his options, he's thinking he's the person that killed her. He's just like, at this point, I need to go to jail. At this point, he's just like, I've done wrong. At this point, just take me away, because at this point, I'm not a good person. So with me, in my mind, I'm just like, you could tell that he wants to do good. He does not want to be a murderer, be somebody that just kills in cold blood. So that's what I took away from that. Now, here's the caveat of everything. What turned everybody and made the whole thing crazy, obviously, was the big plot twist. Because he didn't kill Delilah. It was his crazy ass girlfriend. Love ass. Not only did she kill Delilah, but the whole off Candace. Candace died when they went to the water fountain. She, I guess it makes sense, she faked throwing up and was just had the bottle and just, chopped the throat or whatever. And my sister even brought it up. I wasn't thinking about it. Joe has a pattern when he kind of kills people, so you could kind of almost tell that it wasn't him. Joe ends up doing a head, he accidentally hits people on the head or thrusts their head and they knock out and then they die. Or what's the other way? It's two ways that he kind of people end up dying, but it's not normally slit of the throat. Unfortunately, that's his girlfriend's method of killing. Weird. Anyways, so if you notice that, you would suspect, okay, it wasn't Joe. But with that being said, you can see that Joe does not like, his MO is not to just kill in cold blood or cold murder. And yes, I am defending because I feel like every time he does, you be like, it be justified. So, Paco's stepdad, that nigga deserved to go. What's the name? I'm sorry, I'm going blank because he has so many kill count in the first season. The Paco's dad, the person he dismembered, obviously Beck's ex-boyfriend. Only person, though, this is where it's just my whole theory goes to shit. First season, I'm thinking they were going to give background exactly how Beck died, because I'm just he pulled her back. He didn't have to kill her, because my whole thing was he's just going to keep her in the cage and they're going to just, do, not Russian roulette, but, shoot the dice. With Beck, he just pulled her down and then they cut 4 months later and she died. And we was like, wait, what happened? How did she die? And I'm just are they ever going to show initially how she died? Season 2, we did not get that. I was kind of mad, except you see all these fingerprints she shows on her neck, when he's having flashbacks that she's coming back. But obviously it seemed like he choked her to death or strangulation, something like that. Then what had me messed up was that he tried to kill his girlfriend and realized how, because when she was talking, he had the handcuffs. I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna lock her up and send her back in the cage. That's in the third. When she's talking, he looking at her yo, you crazy, and he looking at her like she crazy. She didn't, and I'm like, she doing the same stuff you doing. How you looking at her like she crazy? That's what had the whole thing messed up. He was looking at her like she was just plumb stupid, nuts. And she looking back in everybody's like, Joe a hypocrite. Because this nigga was you crazy. Looking at her like she done lost her damn of a loving mind. So that was a trip. And then the fact, was anybody else surprised that he tried to kill Love? I was like, yo, he tried to kill her. Who else was yo, this nigga just tried to kill Love. That's crazy. And the thing is, she killed the 2 people she killed for him. and he's doing the same shit he does. So if anybody else was like that, because that had me tripped out. I was dead. I didn't understand. Like, it had me tripped out. Um, so yeah. Did anybody else find that crazy that he tried to kill Love, or who you think was the neighbor? Or for me, who else hated 40? Like, I really hated 40. Like, I got to the point where he made me so mad. Or let's talk about the fact with the psychiatrist. That nigga, like, willfully was like, I'm gonna do my prison term. I deserve this. Nigga, you doing death row or the on life trial for murder. Like, you cheated, but I don't think the cheating is equivalent to murder, bruh. So that whole thing was crazy. Did anybody else just think that? Especially the part where, like, was anybody surprised with Love? Because I wasn't surprised with her killing. I knew, like, with the memes, people ruined it, said she was crazy. But I was more surprised that Joe tried to kill her. I was like, what is this? That was nuts. That was nuts to me. Hold up, I'm gonna be right back. Okay, people, I had to stop it for a minute, but I wanted to get into it about Joe, and because I wanted to get y'all answers on what you thought about the end of the season, who was the neighbor, and basically what was going on with his girl Love. So, first thing I want to ask, did y'all think that who y'all thought? Did you think Joe killed that Delilah or not? For people that's new and coming in, I am talking about You on Netflix with Joe Goldberg. He's like low-key a stalker, and let's just put it this way, like, he had the potential to kill people. Has anybody seen it? If not, that's fine about going to. If you have not seen it and you don't want to hear these spoilers, I suggest that you leave, because I'm getting into the very end of the season finale, all that. Okay, I gave you opportunity. Don't be mad when I tell you this. So, who else was surprised that... Was anybody surprised that it wasn't Joe that killed Delilah? I was happy because I really didn't want Joe to be the person to have off Delilah. For newcomers, I'm talking about You, the season finale. Yes, the dude in the memes. That's what I'm talking about. So, first, the reason I put that junk up, because that makes so much sense. Out here, won't even check a heifer that's in your inbox or entertaining these hoes. They could be killing every mother that be ruining or had the potential to ruin his relationship. You got to go and just keep it like that, because Joe don't play that. I like Joe. That's why I messed with him. Once I get in a relationship, oh no. Anyway, so listen. So who was surprised, or was anybody happy that you find out it wasn't Joe that killed Delilah? Because I was like, yo, please don't let it be Joe. Please don't let it be Joe. Because when he was tripping off the LSD or whatever, he kept seeing blood on his hands, and I was really, really, really scared. I really did not want that to be Joe. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that did it trip you out? Then you found out it found out that Love was the one that was capable of the stuff she was capable of. Was anybody else like tripped out about that? Because I wasn't, because I kept seeing memes where basically people like kind of spoiled it and say she was crazy. But I'm thinking she was crazy. Like, he tried to put in a cage. She was like, I'm not having that. I'm fighting back. And was like often like on some savage ratchet shit. The show lit. I'm trying to tell you, the show is so lit. So anyways, I was surprised, because I'm thinking that she's just gonna be like, she a fighter, she not about to go on no cage and it's about to be off with people's heads, like that type of stuff. But it turned out being that Joe and Love could not be any more made for each other, because they both crazy as hell. Like, I did not expect her to kill Candace, I will say that. And I didn't expect her to be like declaring her love and all this other stuff and this and the third. What surprised me and everybody else is when Love is confessing to these the murder she done, killing stuff, and doing it all for Joe. Doing it all for Joe. Keep that in mind. And Joe, when he does kill him, he thinks it's because he in love and he's this and the third, and he does whatever to protect the person or to protect their relationship. She telling him the exact same shit he does. And this nigga looking at her like, she is crazy. Like, she is pure crazy. Like, everybody's like, yo. Everybody's like, wow, Joe. That's how it is. And then what made it crazier was the fact, this would forget the fact that Love killed Delilah, killed Candace. This would mess me up. Joe, he kind of pulled the same thing Beck did. We have the sweet talk to try to get himself out the cage. Yeah, they both ain't. Joe had me completely effed up when he had the handcuffs. I'm like, okay, he's going to lock her in there because he need to do something and get his own stuff straight. He had the handcuffs attempting to kill her. I was like, yo. And my sister, because we watched it back and double back, and was just like, the only reason he didn't kill her because Love was like, I'm pregnant. And she knew it was the other dude. She knew it was his. I was just like, yo, you was really about to kill her, and she did all that for you. The same stuff you do to these other women because you be in love and this and the third, killing and chopping people up. You judge her. I was like, yo, that's crazy. He was going to offer. That's when I was like, those are two discrepancies. Every other kill list that Joe did, I had no problem with it. But for Beck and his attempt to kill Love, I was like, yo, that's flawed, Joe. That's a real flaw. So, with all that being said, that was crazy. Once again, I'm happy that 40 is gone. 40 got on my nerves. Like, once he pulled that shit where he stays the fake kidnapping and then unknowingly dropped 4 dosages of LSD into Joe's stuff, I was like, we can't be cool no more. Did he do it for love at the moment he wanted to kill her? Joe was a complicated person because I don't understand what was the motivation in wanting to kill her at that point, because the 2 people he killed, technically he didn't have to kill them. She didn't have to, but I don't know what his justification for wanting to kill her at that moment was. Maybe because he felt threatened, like she was going to kill him. I have no clue because it doesn't make sense. But whatever. Most of the time when Joe kills people, it's because he feels they're threatening to their relationship, or they're just like bad people. They're terrible people. One thing he always defends is children. He does his absolute most. He will never harm a kid, I don't think. But he protects children. And he obviously protects his relationship when he is in love and whatever. Because he like fantasizes. It's crazy. But I didn't understand why he was about to kill Love. That just threw me for a loop. And we go into the part where the big shocker, everybody like, the Love is pregnant. So then, I forgot to post a meme, but everybody's like, does anybody think that Love and Joe's child, because both of them kill people, is not going to be the spawn of Satan because they both crazy as hell? Like, my sister was like, that baby is going to be crazy. That baby is going to be nuts. Like, it's going to be schizophrenic, megalomaniac type of, oh, jeez, that baby going to be messed up. Period. So, the baby gonna be messed up. And if you saw like the end, of course, it was the cop ended up killing 40, which I'm happy for. I'm glad 40's out the picture. He was so annoying to me, his character and whatever he did. He got out the picture. They ended up blaming all the murders on him, and then they end up moving to Siberia because, you know, her family got connections, Loves. I don't know. Joe kills people that threatens kids and their safety because obviously he got abused, so I think he relates to that. And then he kills people that threatens his relationship. So I don't know. Let me also say this. Once season 3 ain't gonna come out for a minute because the book 3 hasn't come out. The author of this whole series and show hasn't even done book 3. So I'm just like, season 3 might not come back out for 2 years, to be honest. Like, so we gonna be waiting. So that's that. But, okay, Joe and them, after 40 died and whatever, and they blamed all the murders on him and da-da-da-da. They moved to suburbia. She's pregnant. And he's creeping on the neighbor or whatever. So everybody, you know, he starts his general monologue in the beginning where he's always just like creeping on a girl or whatever. And he talks about how she, you know, her bare legs or whatever. She's looking for attention or whatever. Like, hello there. Like, all that other stuff. But this looked like it's an older lady with a hat. So it made me, everybody's thinking, you know, of course, this is mom. I'm saying this is mom because obviously look older, and it seems like they're going to give more background because they're alluding to the place of school he was, which is an all boys school. Also furthered and showed a more bigger picture of his abuse too, because there's been like two abusers. Dr. Mooney, his stepdad, which he ended up killing. That's the first person he ever killed, and it was to protect his mom, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm anticipating getting a clear picture of his abuse and kind of more into his inner workings of how his mind works. That's what I'm anticipating for season 3. And then I just want to know how this baby working out. Because my sister, like, that's not going to work because, you know, his baby mama love or whatever. She was codependent on her brother, her twin brother, who just died. So she going to be in a vulnerable place. And she going to be hormonal because she's both carrying this child, this procreation of 2 murderers. It's about to be a hot ass mess. So my sister, like, they gonna kill each other, and she think Love crazier than Joe, cause they both nuts. But she think she crazier than Joe. So that's gonna be crazy. Like, my sister already thinking, like, you know, she gonna get tired of that because obviously he tried to attempt murder to kill his baby mama Love, but it seemed like he only said I love her because before that, this whole monologue, this whole idealization, a fantasized whatever, was just like, you know, I'm doing all this for you, I love you. And then when she did her monologue, how she was killing people, Joe was dead ass silent. You couldn't hear shit. None of his monologue, it was quiet. It was like, this bitch crazy. It was that thing. So he was just staring at her, and it was just like, you could tell, like, it was like the love was going. He ain't really, like, not only did he have nothing to say, but he ain't really F with her like that no more. So I'm just like, yo, them feelings is gone, bro. So if y'all tell me what you think season 3 gonna be about, besides, you know, the fact they got a baby and I think it's his mom, what y'all think? So I'm trying to tell you, like, the book ain't even dropped for it. Just what would be season 3. So nobody gonna know what's going on for season 3. Cause everybody think it's the mom, that's the new neighbor he creeping on. They about to have this baby of 2 murderers. I don't know how that's gonna work out. And then my sister talking about his baby mama who he had a baby with. She is crazier than him. So there's a good chance Joe, she might try to off Joe. I don't know if this is gonna work out, whatever. My sister ways, but y'all tell me what you think. You tell me if you think that Joe is, we're going to get more story from him. You think that he's going to put down his killing ways. You think that, okay, now, this is the thing. Joe wants to stop. Joe wants to. That's why he keep leaving. So, like, no games. Like, Joe wants to stop, but now he's in a situation where he is coupled up with a lady that's just as crazy as him, who doing murders. He got a baby on the way that's going to be crazy too, and then it's just a lot of stuff. I be feeling for Joe. Joe be going through it, and I like Joe. So niggas need to step their game up. Period. That's all I gotta say. But I'm about to get off. Y'all want to message me? Tell me what's up. I would like to know. Like I said, there's multiple questions. Tell me what's up. Tell me you think Joe is gonna get away with it. You think the PI gonna find him out? I personally think that all the kids he has done helped is going to accumulate, and he going to go to trial, and they're going to defend him if it comes to that. That's what I personally think. I think we're going to get more of his background story, and then we're going to find out, you know, Love.